I, female 32, have been dating John, male 37, for 2 years. He's a single dad to 3 boys, toddler, junior, slightly older, and pre-tween. I moved in with him and his kids a little while ago. I have to say that he's super protective of his kids. I couldn't meet them until later because he said they might not like me. So he started easing them into accepting me by encouraging me and pushing me to be extra friendly to them by buying them stuff and cooking for them daily. He's very busy constantly, and the boys have now clung to me because they see me more than they see him. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for this outcome, but the issue is that I can't be away from them for a long time, not more than hours. Now that I've moved in, I can't go anywhere without taking them with me. I can barely have time for myself, but worse is that my work got interrupted by that. John suggested I work fewer hours, but that didn't happen. Now my sister's getting married soon. It'll be held hours away, so I'll have to travel. The invitation stated child-free, so I can't take the kids. When John heard about this, he immediately told me to call and apologize because I won't be attending. I was stunned. I asked why, and he went on and on about how much the kids adore me and how they'll go crazy when I'm hours away from them. Besides, he's too busy to look after them. I said it's not my fault, and he should either take time off work or stay with them or get a babysitter. He threw a fit about how selfish and unfeeling I was, and that he would only let me attend the wedding when I told my sister to let the kids come. But I can't ask such a thing of her. So I insisted on going after he kept saying that I shouldn't go. He told the boys I was looking for an excuse to get some time away from them, and now they won't even speak to me. I confronted him about what he did, and he said it resulted from me insisting on going to the wedding and choosing my sister over my stepkids. He even said I should be thankful that the kids accept me for who I am and give me this much attention. I was speechless and felt offended. Am I the idiot for standing my ground and wanting to go? She's my only sister, and we have a great relationship, so not attending her wedding can cause issues. Let you attend the wedding? Huge red flag there. Not the idiot, but this man is taking advantage of you. The fact that he asked you to work fewer hours is a major red flag, in my opinion. I think he wants me to work fewer hours because my job pays less. He thinks I'm better off without it. On the other hand, seeing the kids call me mom, the eldest doesn't, and want to spend time with me, makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. OP, you do realize that this man is keeping you as a free babysitter and housekeeper to escape his parental duty, yes? It would be best if you got out. I'm actually surprised he hasn't tried knocking you up to ensure you stay. He's found a replacement mom, scratch that, a slave, and is working you good. He's completely gaslighting you. Of course you should go to the wedding. Start thinking about what he contributes to this relationship. It doesn't sound like much. He's trying to manipulate you by using his kids, and you're not worried that he's now resorting to anger when he doesn't get his way? Wow. Sweetheart, wake up and see the red flags. You are just a free childcare. If he really thought of you as a partner, he wouldn't ask you to cut your hours to watch his kids. He wouldn't be leaving them for long stretches. He wouldn't involve them in adult conversations. And most importantly, he wouldn't be isolating you from your family. So yes, go to your sister's wedding, but seriously think about returning to this living situation where you're just the unpaid help. My wedding is supposed to be at the end of this month, but I'm planning to cancel everything and have a courthouse wedding because my cousin told me my family was making bets on how long it would take my fiancé to realize he wasn't getting the good little wife he was expecting and regret marrying me. When I confronted them, they said it was just a harmless joke and that I didn't have the personality to be a submissive housewife, which a man like my fiancé would want. My sister-in-law made a joke about making sure my fiancé didn't realize until after the wedding while I was confronting them. I was already upset, but her joke made it 10 times worse, and I told everybody I would cancel the wedding. My family told me I couldn't do that because people would talk, and my future in-laws wouldn't be happy about it. But I told them I didn't care, and that they could tell everybody why I never had a wedding ceremony. My parents are telling me not to cancel the wedding, as I would regret it in the long run, and it would be embarrassing for our family and me to cancel it now. But I'm not backing down. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. When I was 46, I married my husband, who was 33. Both sides of the family and all my coworkers joked that he would regret marrying an older woman. We wouldn't last, and I heard every cougar joke. We said screw them and got married at town hall without telling anyone. We've been married for 15 years. But why would you cut off your nose to spite your face? The wedding is for you as a couple, not your family, not your friends. You. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But if you put in all this time and effort, I'm willing to bet that the two of you wanted a wedding party versus just a courthouse elopement. So go through with it and let your stupid, rude, sexist family eat cake at your wedding so they can choke on that cake at your 50th wedding anniversary. Don't let the haters get you down. Have the party you planned and just have a wonderful time at it, because the best revenge is living life well. Everyone's the idiot here. It is unkind that your family was all standing around, making bets on when your marriage would end. Though I think you should take a quick second to analyze whether or not they're saying anything of merit. If you do think there's a glimmer of truth that the man you're marrying wants someone to fit a role in his life rather than wanting to marry you, perhaps you should make a more firm hold on the wedding plans. I'll just get straight to it. I'm a college student, and this is my last semester until medical school. I've never been able to get a loan. I've worked 5 years to get this degree because I have to pay out of pocket, so it takes way longer. I've worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs at a time and barely had a social life. For this upcoming semester, I've reached my goal for tuition, so I quit one of my jobs so I could relax a bit. I was a server/bartender at 2 bars and an office job, so I always have cash hidden in my apartment and my closet. And before the semester started, a week or 2 before, I deposited so I could pay my tuition. My boyfriend sometimes stays over when I'm there or when I'm not. Since I've been saving for this semester, he's the only one who's been over. I've never told him about the box, but he knows I have to pay for school. Well, yesterday night, I got home to put money in the box because I was going to deposit it today, and it's all gone. I freaked out and tore my apartment up, thinking I put it somewhere else, knowing I didn't. I called my boyfriend like crazy, no answer. I didn't sleep last night. I was panicking. Then this morning he finally called me back. I'm yelling at him about my money. He's acting all confused and like I'm crazy. He comes over. I'm still angry, but after a while he finally admits he took it so he could borrow and he'll pay me back. Where is he going to get $14,000 from in 2 weeks? I went into a rage, called the police, and reported a theft because that's what he did. Well, it's been hours now, and I guess he got his phone call because his parents have been blowing my phone up, and his mother has said some hurtful and racist things to me. They've been harassing me for the past 6 hours. It's stressing me out even more, and I hate that I'm feeling bad for him, but he stole the money I've been saving for months. His brother did call, and he was respectful and said they'd help him pay it back, and I should just go to the police station with him and tell them I want to drop the charges. But I don't believe them. I could do that and never get my money back still. I don't know what to do, and I hate that I'm contemplating doing this. I'm just angry and have been crying all day. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, and do not drop the charges. $14,000 is a huge amount of money. His family's lying. They're not going to pay you back. Your boyfriend's first response was to lie. He only admitted the theft afterward. They will take off and run, and you'll never see him or any of them ever again. Why would you drop the charges? He stole from you. He deserves to go to prison. Also, if you do drop the charges, any insurance you have may be nullified. You might be able to borrow money from somewhere, but they would need to see the evidence of your ability to save money. You'll need the police report number as part of this application. If his family's banging on about paying the money back, tell them that they can sell one of their cars ASAP and pay you back, as courts usually charge interest on money judgments. OMG, stop keeping $14,000 in cash in your closet. Everyone's the idiot here. As a server for a decade, You can stop by an ATM and deposit daily. This isn't 1953. I'm not saying she deserves it. She doesn't. But it seems like an unnecessary risk with no upside. So, not the idiot. He stole the money, period. Didn't even ask you. The trust in this relationship has gone out the door, and it's over. Block his family on your phone. You don't need their abuse. Before you do, if you have any messages from them, save them and ask the police for an AVO to prevent them from abusing and threatening you. Also, I'm so incredibly proud of you. Working your way through school like that is not easy, and you did it. Break up, press charges, get your money. He didn't take a couple hundred. He took $14,000. $14,000. Like, whose parents would even defend that? I know my mom would literally let me stay in jail if I ever did that to anyone. The audacity. I'm in a relationship with a guy who also works in tech. He makes $68K and I make $130K. I'm a mechanical engineer. He works at a more stable job doing programming at a large company. He brought me to meet his friends at a party and they asked me about myself. His friends mostly worked in tech too and talked about themselves in terms of their jobs. I told them I'm a hiker and I do archery. I love road trips and camping and riding dirt bikes, etc. Basically talking about my hobbies, because work is just a way to get paid to do the crap I love. It's not how I define myself, and it doesn't come to mind when someone wants me to tell them about myself. One of his friends asked about work, and I said, "Oh gosh, I don't want to talk about work at a party. I spent my whole day sweating my butt off in 95-degree heat, trying to replace this busted motor to find the replacement part was also messed up." I wasn't lying or trying to downplay that I have a good job. That is how I spent my day, and I wasn't in the mood to talk shop at a party. Some other conversations came up casually that probably also made me seem poorer, like me saying that car dealership repairs were a ripoff and telling my boyfriend that my childhood neighbor's trailer caught on fire and I was going to visit and help her out. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was talking about my life, but I guess I gave the impression I was poor. It got later in the night. Everyone was drinking a lot, and some of his friends, not close ones though, were making jokes about me growing up in a trailer, being a gold digger, and being ready to jump to a richer guy. Really misogynistic crap, honestly, since they don't even know me and seem to assume all girls are gold diggers. He didn't say anything. He later said it was because he'd smoked herbs and gets really quiet and has trouble carrying on a quick conversation when he's done that. But regardless, I felt hurt he didn't say anything. I got irritated with his friends and asked, "Now why would you say that when I make twice what he does?" His friends went quiet for a second, and I continued saying, "There ain't no gold to dig here, not with him or anyone else at this party. So do y'all think I'm cheap, or do y'all think I'm stupid?" My boyfriend wanted to leave the party shortly after, and he was pretty upset with me for telling everyone I make twice what he does. I said I would have held my tongue if he'd checked his friends himself, but he didn't say anything, so I wasn't about to let them talk to me like that. He said it was humiliating, and now everyone thinks I'm a witch, and I flippantly said, "At least they know I'm a rich witch." He was angry that I embarrassed him when I spoke up. I was angry I had to say anything at all, because his friends were talking crap, so it should be on him to check them. Stuff is still tense. Am I the idiot for explaining why I'm not a gold digger? Not the idiot. So your boyfriend was too high to say anything to support you, but sober enough to complain when you rightly called him and his rude mates out. Girl, red flags. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. His friends sound like those dudes that whine that they can't get girlfriends, think they deserve supermodels, but are complete misogynists. Boyfriend got his ego bruised that you let it be known that you out-earn him. He'll get over it. Or he's stuck in the patriarchal ideal that the man is supposed to be the primary breadwinner. Gee, I wonder why they're single. These men will be making $20K and still think that gold diggers are after them. Your boyfriend chooses to hang out with people who are misogynistic and judgmental. He decides to stay silent when they aim their abuse at you, and then he chooses to direct his anger and shame at you for refusing to let yourself be treated like trash. Get a new boyfriend, rich witch. My 19 female. Mom and dad divorced when I was 9 years old. My sister, Teen, was just 6 at the time. My mom took sole custody of us because a judge saw my dad unfit to even be around us. And since my parents divorced, my sister's always given my mom a hard time. I understand that children of divorce go through a lot, and my mom understood that too, so she put us in therapy for it. But it seemed like no matter what my mom did, my sister always hated her. For years, my mom and sister would have arguments where my sister would say how she hated my mom and how it was my mom's fault that my dad wasn't even in our lives. Yesterday, though, was unlike any other time. My sister and my mom were having a dispute over something very trivial when my sister stormed off and stated something exceedingly awful to my mom. What she said was uncalled for, and my mom immediately burst into tears. I was immediately appalled and barged into my sister's room, asking her why she would say that. And she said, she, our mom, is the reason my life sucks. She's the reason we don't have a dad. So I just sort of snapped and said, no, Dad is the reason we don't have a dad. I told her everything our dad did, from constantly cheating on our mom and taking us with him to cheating on our mom. I told her that our dad was a bad dad and an even terrible husband. My sister got upset with me when I told her this and left and went to our grandparents, our dad's parents' house. A couple of hours later, my grandmother called me, saying that I was wrong to tell her all that stuff about our dad and that I had no right to ruin her good memories of him. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your sister needs to know the truth about the man she's been idolizing for so many years, and you need to protect your mom from your sister's unwarranted attacks. The good memories your sister had were not true, and those false memories robbed her of having a good relationship with the person who fought for and protected her, her own mother. Maybe it's time for your sister to return to therapy. More importantly, sister needs to know that grandma is feeding her a bill of goods regarding her dad. Grandma is engaging in parental alienation, and that's abuse. But even more so, mom does not deserve abuse for being the parent doing it right. And your sister needs to respect and appreciate what she has instead of wishing for a reality that doesn't exist. This was my thought too. As soon as the OP said that the sister took off to the paternal grandparents, I thought, yep, this is why the sister feels this way. I would assume that grandma's been feeding the sister lies about how awesome her dad is and how if only her mother wouldn't have pushed him away or other such bull. Your sister's had her rose-colored glasses removed, and she and your grandparents don't like the hard dose of reality you've served.